Yeah, we need some people in front of hosting. So thank you all for coming this evening. So I think I know quite a lot of people in the room, but not everybody. Some people I've known for a very long time, so Mandy and Dave have known me, sort of man and boy, I think, from a lot longer than you guys. So, yeah, exactly, yes, some bad stories. And we do that in the Q&A. We might not have that in the Q&A, Amanda. And so, those of you who don't know, my name's Jez, and I'm sort of very kind of proud to say that I was invited to come on board to the team working with Mike and John and Nick at the beginning of the year. And it was kind of an interesting conversation because what seduced me, I think, was John said at one point was that this is a place of growth. And I thought, crikey, that's different. I thought it was a high-performance tennis club, I think. And we spent a bit of time before this room was built, just in a little sort of area around the back of the office, building up essentially the proposition for the growth story of Holton UK, as we now talk about. And the proposition is based around nurturing talents naturally. This place has been a place of growth since 1906. The place itself seems to be adding an arm and a leg every week and every month. So you might have seen the cycling as you come in. So Lee's starting cycling. I think some of the boys are now starting to do football. So now Alfie, Amanda and Dave's kids and Mike's kids and my kids are now doing football. So the place is growing at a fast rate. But you might not be so familiar with Childs. So I don't know if anyone familiar with the Childs proposition. So it's a nascent proposition within the Holton UK group. And within the organisation it plays a role in education, learning and development. And it's essentially mobilising all of our resources to essentially give us an opportunity to win. And winning doesn't necessarily happen sort of in the outside, it happens on the inside, so in the classroom, but also on the outside. So if you've got any organisations or any groups, we host Youth Psyche Days, which Mike runs, just around the corner, which again starts to mobilise different types of resources in people and teams. So this is the Curious Cows sort of child's talk. It's the third, I think, in the series of your talk, the World Tour. The World Tour. The World Tour that hasn't gone beyond Holton. Still reading it. So this is the third, and this is the most intellectual, I think. So we're going to have Mike's going to talk for 5 minutes about the origination of the book. But then we're going to have an interview where there's 5 or 6 questions, then we're going to open it out to the floor. So if you've got some really hard questions, but none to me, Amanda, about my past, that'd be good. I'll open it out to the floor. It is being videoed, so it's going to go out the same as all the other talks. So we've got a brilliant talk from Matt Rogan on data-driven sport, brilliant talk from John on leadership, brilliant talk from John on resilience, and then one from me on psychology.
Very good, yes.
So I'll hand over to Mike. Mike's going to talk about the origination of the book. And then we'll go into some questions, and I'm going to sit at the front to give you a bit of support.
Brilliant, thanks, Jez. I'm just going to hold a racket because I think better and talk better with a racket in hand. Actually, I won't for the whole talk, but just in case I need a little bit of support, it's a bit like a crutch for me just to keep me going. But thanks very, very much for coming tonight, and largely amongst friends, actually 100% amongst friends. And so I really, really appreciate you coming just to listen for a little while. And one or two of you, wonderful surprise to see Rob. So Rob was here many, many years ago. Rob Nahakonda, right in front, who I coached from a very, very young age, and is in the book. And I will read a short little passage about Rob in the book a little bit later on. But as you all know, tennis has been a massive, massive part of my life, and began on Murram Court in Kenya. Now, Murram is the surface that they use to build roads in Kenya with. Right, they're pretty crummy roads, so you can imagine the surface isn't that great, but it's a little bit like a sort of a cross between clay, dirt, mud, and stone. So that was the surface, and that was my dad built my brother and I a tennis court, and my brother is here, I think, or he was, or there he is, and a little chapter in the book about the trial of that tennis court, which my dad built when I must have been 7 or 8 years old, and that's where my love affair with tennis began. And it took me from Kenya, we moved as a family when I was about 12, it took me to Arizona. and the hard courts of Arizona. So I went from the Murrum courts in Kenya to a similar sort of climate, actually probably a bit hotter in Arizona, to the hard courts of Arizona, where I spent high school and played college tennis at the University of Arizona. And then shortly after that, moved to the grass courts of England. So that sort of has been my journey in the grass courts, artificial grass courts of Holton. But that's been my journey, and somewhere along that line, I studied history and English at university, and somewhere along that line there was maybe a little voice inside of me said, actually you should really at some point use your degree and perhaps actually write something. I decided pretty much when I was 16, 17 that I wanted to go into coaching. I had a real passion for just helping and seeing people develop and learn and get better and being part of that sort of journey. But I also thought one day it would be really nice to write a book. And my dad had always encouraged me, someday you'll write a book, Mike. And I thought, yeah, right, I'm not sure that's going to happen. But that kind of little message was there, and that sort of seed was planted. And so about 10 years ago, I just started writing. And I would, write a couple of little bits and bobs, and I would put one or two things in a folder and stuff them away and leave them for 6 months. And then about, it must have been, I don't know, 3-4 years ago, James kept pestering me. He's like, when's this book coming? When's this book coming? And it's coming, I'm going to write it, James. But it actually took me to be flat on my back for 8 or 9 days with a back injury to finish it. Well, not even finish it, actually write the larger kind of bulk of it. So that was only in sort of September last year. And I was on my back with a back injury for 7-8 days. 2 days in a slightly drug-induced kind of creative state, I started to write seriously. And one thing led to another. I've told the story to one or two of you, but Joel, who's my eldest, his football manager, was in book sales. I sent him a couple of chapters of the book. His name was David, and I said, David, what do you do to get something published? And he said, well, send me a couple of chapters, which I did. And he said, oh, I quite like this. He says, can I send it on to one of my publishers? And I said, yeah, of course. And a couple of days later, the MD of Panoma Press, which is a small publisher in St. Albans, got in contact and said, I like the book, I think we can do something. And there we are, one thing led to another. And 5th of May, officially, the book is launched through Amazon and other outlets across the country. Macmillan is the distributor of the book, so that hopefully means that we'll get into Waterstones and some bigger bookstores and things like that. But that's really how the book came into fruition, and it's a reflection and a summary of a lot of my experiences, but the way that perhaps I view the game of tennis, and how that game of tennis and how sport actually transcends what we do on the playing field or on the tennis court and actually into our lives. And so the philosophy of Everyball, which is something that's developed over time, is really what the book is all about. And I believe Jess is going to prompt me with a few questions. But perhaps we can delve a little bit deeper into some of the content